Hello and welcome to the Barnes Auto Detailing YouTube channel. In this video I will be going over my process for headlight restoration. To start, I'm going to clean the surface of the headlight with either ammonia-free glass cleaner or isopropyl alcohol to remove any dirt or other contaminants. And I begin wet sanding with 1000 grit sandpaper. Other methods suggest using 600 or 800 grit, but this is coarse enough to leave behind deep scratches. However, if you're dealing with heavy, you may be wondering why I chose not to tape off the edges around the headlight. On this 4Runner, the shape of the headlights are pretty standard and don't provide too many tricky angles. I also use a 3-inch buffer pad for headlights, making it easier to control the buffer and use in tight areas. Of course, best practice is to tape off the edges, but depending on the shape of your headlights, you may skip this step. However, if this is your first time trying it, I would recommend taping it off anyway. The whole time I'm sanding, I want to make sure the surface of the headlight stays wet and that I'm rinsing off the particles of the oxidized, yellowed clear coat I'm trying to remove. After the first sanding phase, I step down to 1500 grit to help smooth out the scratches and bring them down to a depth I can buff out later. Next I move to the third stage sand with 2000 grit to smooth out the surface as much as possible. Once I'm satisfied with the sanding phase, I give it a final rinse and proceed to dry the headlight with a lint-free rag. As it dries, you will notice it start to haze over and in fact looks worse than before I began. This is completely normal. Now that it's completely dry, I will start to buff it out with a first stage buffing compound and a heavy cutting pad. In this step, you may need to make multiple passes. Once satisfied with the buffing, wipe clean to check the result. If you don't find a need to make another pass with the buffer, make sure you wipe clean all of the leftover compound to prepare for the sealing phase. Thank you for watching this video, and please let me know if you have any questions.